go.
Yeah. Angela, I saw Angela on another meeting before, so I don't know how much time she can afford to be at meetings. But so I don't know. Might be you and me. Yay!
Because I know it's that last time when we had Zoom and then we had the Propel.
Uh-huh.
And then I was doing that other class in the morning thing, and I was on the computer all day. I kept going, how does Debbie do this? Because by the end of the day, I was like exhausted.
Oh, I know. It's more exhausting than it is going into work to sit in front of a computer. So
yeah, you know, because at least at work you get up and you do other things or whatever, and it's nice to work at home, but oh, mamma mia.
But you're like totally focused on this screen, and no matter what you're doing at the office, you don't spend, even if there's a person sitting across from me, I don't focus on them totally the whole time.
Right.
And, yeah. So it's different for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it was like, whoo, but it was good. It was all good. It was really well worth it.
How are you liking that class? Or are you done with it?
Oh, I'm done with it. It was only a 5-day thing.
Oh, but it was 5 days right in a row, right?
Yeah, and there was like 4 or 5 speakers, so you kind of were on there off and on all day. So even when I got off at Propel, I still had another speaker that I met because you have 24 hours to rewatch it.
Right.
If you don't want to buy the and I wasn't going to pay $40 to buy the. So when I woke up the next morning, I watched, because I get up so early anyway, so I watched the last one from the day before, and then I can start on the other one. But until they are actually scheduled to come on, you can't watch them. So it was kind of like thing all the time, but
like it was a conference kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave you printouts and they gave you all kinds of good things. So I didn't really fill out the printouts. What I did is took a blank piece of paper and just, because when I write notes, it's like scribble, scribble.
Yeah.
Now I can go back in when I'm actually doing it and fill in the papers nicer, you know.
So tell me what it was about again. I know you told me once.
They're just different ways to study in the Bible, and like one was even on psychology, one was on different speakers were on different things like prayer groups, and then I skipped a couple because one was on marriage, and right. I'm like, well, okay, I can't do it. And then the other one was on raising kids and stuff like that, and I'm like, you know, so a couple of them that didn't really relate to me.
So who put it on? How'd you find out about it?
It was, let me get my paper. I can never remember. I have a big thing here. Her name is Brittany, and she's with Blessing Inks. And I get all these things, all these different group things that I join and do. I get off Facebook because those are the only groups I have on there. It's like art groups or Christian.
Yeah.
So it's like her name is Brittany with it was the Equipping Godly Women online conference.
Oh, okay.
And so, and like I said, there was several speakers, and then there was another one. It's called Grace in Color, and she's a teacher, and she even had a thing she offered that was like a class for free, and so I went in and I did that class too. So nice.
Well, it's good to know all these different options out there. It'd almost be nice to have like a bulletin board where people can put stuff on of, you know, all these different things to check out, because there's hundreds of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're really good. And even like on Facebook, there's a girl that does UnTangle classes online, kind of like what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And some of them are free, you know, on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And so it's like really, she's got a lot of them we've already done. And so I'm like, yeah, I know how to do that.
Yeah.
But she puts them together, you know, and everything. And then she has classes that she charges for, you know, but
Right.
I haven't done that. But hey,
There's
Angela.
Angela. I didn't know if you'd make it. I said, I saw Angela on an earlier one, and I don't know, you get zoomed out after a while.
I've got a long day of meetings that go until probably 10 o'clock tonight, but that's my own fault. I'm going to go and grab lunch though.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll turn the video back on when I'm done eating.
Perfect.
How funny.
So did you text Mom?
I did. She didn't answer me back yet.
She's so funny.
I know. And it is so funny, especially when she has nowhere to go.
Yeah. But yeah, well, they were, and they might still be, they're totally focused on trying to figure out how to get a vaccination.
Oh, are they able to make an appointment? Because I know that
they keep calling, and I said, it says to go online and book your appointments online. She says, oh, but we're just going to call. That we heard you're just supposed to call. I'm like, okay, keep calling then.
The online thing they were having problems with, and like they were saying, older people don't know how to, you know, it's too complicated. Right. And even when they make an appointment, they'd go to check it, and it didn't go through.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but they're going to expand them from Walgreens and CVS. They're going to expand them to Walmart and Smith's.
Oh, okay.
Because they have more stores, so they might have a better chance on, you know, getting in one of those. But
getting an appointment, yeah. I think that's the biggest thing. So I know that's what they were working on last week. Was it last week she didn't come, or the week before, something like that?
Last week.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get it, so I'm not going to worry about it. So unless I absolutely have to. But
yeah, I was going to say, I don't plan on getting it unless I absolutely have to for some reason, like they'll not let me keep my job without it or something. But
yeah, and I know they're talking about they're trying to, I don't know if they'll be able to get it on, but that they're trying to make it where you have to have a vaccination little passport before you can even fly.
To do what?
You have to prove that you got the shot before you can get on an airplane.
Oh, well, and that might be a reason for me to have to get one if I have to do that, because I'm not staying away from my grandkids. Hi, Lisa.
And that would be, hi, Lisa.
Hello.
That would be the only, because that's the way I can only, you know, see JJ. I'm not driving 10 hours to go see JJ. So, but right now they're just doing it where you have to have a COVID test before you go. But they're gonna try and get it to where you have to have a little pass thing or something that says that you got your shot.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but until that happens, I'm not going to do it voluntarily.
I'm kind of with the other people that said, I want to see if people start growing an arm out of their head or something first. Let them practice on somebody else.
My daughter's had hers, and she's ready to get her second shot, and she had absolutely no side effects.
Oh, good, because I've heard. Yeah,
a little teeny bruise she got on her arm, but she's on blood thinners because she had her knee surgery.
Yeah.
But yeah, and believe me, if anybody would have symptoms, it'd be Ashley. and she's been fine. And my mother-in-law got hers on Tuesday, and she didn't have any side effects either.
Oh, good. Because somebody told me that it was a nurse who worked at the hospital or something, said, I'm not getting it because so many of the nurses have had to take time off after they've got them because they got so sick. So I don't know. I guess it's just like the flu shot. Some people react and some people don't. You know?
Well, I think the second dose is a little bit worse than the first one. From like what Ashley's heard from she has a friend that's a nurse, and she's actually working in the COVID ward in Texas. And her second shot, I mean, she didn't get super sick, but she did get some body aches and fever and stuff, and was sick for a couple of days, but nothing too bad.
Yeah. Well, I went into the office today because I had a meeting. Well, I was there for Amber's class, and then I had this, and then I had 2 more meetings this afternoon that were supposed to be at the office, and then they both canceled. So I ran home quick in between. So I'm back home.
Well, I didn't notice that really till you said that. Shows how much I pay attention. I'm like, oh, you are back home.
Yeah. Well, it's so frustrating because to have all those meetings, I had to pack like 3 bags of stuff to go, pack up my whole computer, pack up all the paperwork I needed. And then to get there and have them cancel, I'm like, I'm not going into the office again. Ever. Hi, Becky.
Hi. Hi there.
How have you been doing? I'm not walking early in the morning, so I don't see you anymore.
I'm
Are
not
you?
even.
Oh,
No.
It's too cold for one thing.
I go to the gym once in a while.
Oh, do you? I've been walking later in the day, but Lynn got his right knee replaced, so he can't drive. So even though he's doing fine, it's his right leg, and that's the one you drive with.
Poor Debbie.
How long ago did he do it?
Lynn's gonna be okay, but poor Debbie.
It was the 29th of December because we wanted to get it in while our copay on our deductible was in place. Yeah. But he's actually doing really good, and he actually did drive to physical therapy this morning, so he can drive apparently. He's doing that much better, so good. That's good. Yeah.
He healed quickly, which is awesome. You know, because he doesn't just sit there. He does try and get up and move, and that's what they say is the best thing to do. So
yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, the only person we're waiting on is my mother. I know Jen said she couldn't come, and Sabrina couldn't come, and Jolene can't come. So we'll give Mom another minute or 2, and then we'll get started.
how are the kids doing?
My
They're in
kids,
California still, right?
California, they're doing great. Not much to report on, I guess. They're hanging out with Craig's family, and we're doing art class again on Zoom. That's about it. That's when I get to see them. I get to check in once a week when we do art class.
Good.
Awesome.
I'm jealous when I see her pictures on Facebook though. Like she just changed like her cover photo, and it was beautiful.
The ocean. Yes. Yeah.
I want to be there so bad.
I want to travel like she's traveling. I love that. Yeah. Someday.
On Facebook, I saw this Kate Meeks, and I was like, and I'm looking, I'm like, what the heck? The owner of the Pork Bellies?
Pork Bellies, yes.
Kate Meeks, and I'm like, that's not Katie. So now it's got Katie Meeks.
Well, she's Sparks now, so that's changed. But for a while, I would get people calling me saying, did your daughter just buy a restaurant? And I'm like, no.
Well, and I didn't even know her when she was, Meeks, but I still see it sometimes on Facebook just because she has one of her emails that she sends me, and I'll see it and I'll think, wait a minute, why is Katie talking about food? I guess it's not the right person.
Did she move to California?
No, they sold just about everything, bought a 5th wheel and a brand new truck, and they're traveling around the country. While COVID's locking everything down, the kids are doing online school, and she's working online. So they're just traveling.
Wow.
It's nice.
Good for her. Yeah.
I got to go spend 2 weeks with them down at Sedona before Christmas. That's why I was down in Sedona for that couple weeks. And
nice.
That was fun. Yeah. Get up in the morning and go hiking.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah. Well, they had hoped to get up to Alaska this summer, but I think COVID's putting a little bit of squash on them traveling as much as they wanted to. So I don't think they'll make it there, but they decided they like this lifestyle so much, they're going to keep it for a while.
Well, it's a good time while their kids are young.
Yeah, yeah. And the kids are having great experience. I mean, they're doing their schoolwork, but the stuff that they're learning outside of school is so amazing. Like they do every Friday, they do a field trip of something in the area. And I just remember when they were down by Houston, they went to like a blood museum, a health museum or something, but the kids actually got to put lab coats and goggles and everything and got to take blood samples and find out if it was like B type or O type or whatever. And they tested for one other thing. And I'm like, there is no third grader in the world that gets to do that.
No.
So, yeah. Jolene's here. Hello.
I drove like a crazy person and like left all my groceries in the car, but here I am.
We haven't started yet, so that was good timing.
Yes.
I know, I'm like, I don't want to miss this. I'm going.
Well, you know how to make an entrance, that's for sure.
This is more
Usually.
important than eating, isn't it?
Yes, it's more important than eating. I ran in the house and I told my mom and dad, the groceries are in the car. They're staying there till after my art class. Goodbye.
That's a nice thing about it being cold outside. You don't have to bring them in right away.
Well, and it's 13 degrees colder here than it was in Cedar. So,
Wow. Wow.
Still have a lot of snow.
oh yeah, we've got like, we almost got a foot of snow and we're supposed to get tomorrow. The roads are clear. Well, when I came to town, there was lots of blow over on our highway, but it's all melted now. It's
Where
like
are
40.
you?
It's like 43 degrees. I'm in New Harmony.
Oh, okay.
My girlfriend in Pahrump got 5 inches of snow. I'm like, you guys got more snow than we did.
Yeah, I was buckled down. I
it's
canceled
funny.
meetings and everything else.
I thought Canaryville would have a bunch of snow, and they only had maybe 4 or 5 inches. So we must have
Really?
got maybe us and down. I haven't been the other way, so I don't know how far down it went.
Well, at least you have enough food to make it through the next snowstorm, right?
I
It's in your
do.
car.
Well, not only that, but I have a pantry that's pretty stocked up.
Oh, good. Good, good. Well,
could
shall
be
we
snow-
get started? Oh,
Yes,
what?
I was just gonna say we could be snowed in for quite some time and be okay.
Okay. I got my thing to work again. So we're still going to use the whiteboard for a while. Okay, so we're going to work on practicing filling in things, but I also thought we'll learn about doing things that can be filled in. Excuse me while I get my phone message here to see if it was important. And we've done a little bit with Celtic knots before. And, okay, I can finish that later. Okay. I wanted to revisit it because they're just fun. And these are just kind of some basic ones. And when I saw these, I went, these would be really fun to fill in the middles of with jewels. We haven't really done any jewels because I haven't been able to do much color with this. But if I get the other camera going, maybe we'll do some practice with jewels. And these would be the perfect things to put them in the middle of.
Cool.
So I said pencil, paper. Well, you know what? I don't think you need a pencil, but just probably a scrap piece of paper because we'll just go through and practice doing these knots, the Celtic knots. And then our last one will be a big one that we can fill in. So they're really, what I love about these is they look really complicated till you break them down into simple shapes. And so it's really cool. So the very first one, you're just going to start with a square. Oh, I have red. Oh, that's fun. I'll leave it. Red. Okay, so just a square. And then you're just going to extend corners out. I don't know, depending on the size of your square, about that much in proportion, whatever that means. That's going to be the width of the legs that go around your knot. So do that on all 4 sides. So that's pretty simple right there. Now just on each one of these flat things, you're going to make a dome. So on each flat platform kind of thing that you drew, draw a little dome shape. And then we just start connecting things. That's what's so cool. The one thing you need to be careful of is, you guys can see my pencil, can't you? Right there. Don't go across this line. Start right here, which is because this is going to become a continuous line here. So you want to start above that line and you'll go over and connect it to here. And then you'll see why we didn't go on that other one when we start connecting these other ones. So you'll start at the next one, go around the outside of that and go clear back to that line. So see, if you'd have gone all the way down, you'd have a disconnect where you didn't want it. Kind of like I just did on that last one. I'm going to undo it because I should have started here. So start here, go around. So on this one, leave a space, start and go around. And on your last one, you can butt right up to that line. It'll be fine. And then you just need to go back in and finish these up. There's one line that needs to be added here. That one goes under. Make sure you've got lines on both places that it needs to be. I think that's good. So that's really simple when you know those simple steps to do. And so this same knot, I'm going to just kind of show you some different variations. You're still going to start with a square. And you could, instead of doing the lines like we did first, you could do it this way, where you just do a line on each side. You're just going to make those other lines go down further. But you also don't have to make them rounded like this. You can make them pointed. So you can do, on the example I sent you, I did a dome shape just like the other one, but you can do like a Hershey's Kiss shape, or you can do a dome shape. It's going to look a little bit different however you do it. And we could probably play with about 40 different shapes and see what happened. But then you just go back and connect the same way. And this time, instead of doing round, I'm going to make it pointed. So pointed up like a huge Hershey's Kiss. And starting again over here, undo. Remember to not connect to the line, but skip that line, do a pointed Hershey's Kiss kind of thing on each one of those. And then you just need to go in and put those other 4 lines in. So then I got playing with it, and my next 2 are, I'm like, well, you don't have to do just 4 sides, right? We can do 3 or 5. So I'm going to clear all the drawings and we'll do 3. So you can start with just a triangle. And you could connect these to the corners if you wanted. So like the first time, or you can just do it like this and put a little dome shape or a Hershey's Kiss shape if you want. You know, we could probably do triangles. I'm just trying to think of all the different variations that you could do with this. But on here, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to not connect to this line. You're going to start up here. And I did do this pointed. I thought it kind of looked cool that way. So on each one of them, don't connect to the line. Do it slightly above it. You can always go back and connect to the lines later. And you just put that other line right there. And then I did a 5. So this one looks like a star. And I don't think there's an end to this. I'll bet you could do, it might get complicated when you get too tiny. It might be hard, but I went as far as 5, and I think I did a 6 one too, and it was still fine. 5 is a little bit harder because I'm not really sure how to make all the edges equal on a 5 thing. I think that's not right, but it's close. Then do just a little igloo. So Becky, I don't know if you ever drive all the way up Beacon Drive, but did you see the cool igloo those kids made at that house in the corner? They made an igloo that you could actually crawl inside of. I was so impressed. And then you just go back and each one of these, because it was a star shape, I made it pointed again. But you could do it round and it would look like a flower shape. So whatever you wanted to do. Just remember, don't connect it to that line, start up.
I was muted, sorry.
I could read your lips a little bit.
I've got a cat grabbing my feet.
You know, I used to always laugh at that, but now I have one and I know exactly what you all mean. Like, leave me alone. So see, this technique is pretty simple. You could do it round. You could do a double one, so it'll look like more petals. Lots of different ways you could go with this. Just figuring out the simple thing. I really liked this last one, and I'm going to show you how to do this last one, and then we're going to make it big. Because see, any of these, if you make them big enough, you can fill in any of these spaces. You could fill it around the outside. You could put circles or those, I called them sprouts. You could do sprouts along the outside with some circles or something and decorate the whole outside. It could become a whole picture all in itself, but this next one, I'll just clear these all out. And this last one, this one takes a little bit more thought. And I think that's what I like about these Celtic knots is you almost have to plan them out a little bit and think them through, but they're pretty cool. Still, you start with a square. And we're going to go back to the way we did that first one. Go up, I want to say like 1/4 of an inch, but that depends totally on your picture and how big it is. And that one didn't look very good. So this one, making the distance for these little seed shapes really makes a difference on how the end result looks. And I kind of really had to practice with it for a while. It's almost the same distance as the square is wide, seems to look the best. So about that far up on all 4 sides, about the same distance as your square is wide. Make these little seed shapes. And I'm going to wait just a minute to make sure everybody's caught up, because this gets just a little bit complicated. Once you get the hang of it, it will be fine, but okay, are we all good to go on this next step? Because I think you need to watch first and then do it, because otherwise it's kind of confusing. You're going to start with this outside. If you're facing up, it'll be on the left-hand line. You're going to start with it. You're going to go up and to the bottom of that seed shape you just made. Then you're going to take the inside line, which is going to be a higher corner because it's just that one, and you're going to go all the way around and make a point with that line. And then you'll come back down till you meet the first line that you made. And you're going to jump over the line you made the first time. So you're continuing that same line on the other side, and it's going to connect to the other end of that line at the top. Okay. Then you're going to go back to this line right here. You're going to jump underneath that and bring it down, but the same as before, you're going to stop right here. You're not going to connect it because it's going to connect to this other line here. So we'll do it one more time. We're going to start with the outside line, curve it up to touch the bottom of the seed, take the other top of the line and go around to a point and down to meet that other. You'll skip under that line, connect that line to the original line on the outside, take your inner line, go down and stop before you meet that other line. You want these to kind of line up across from each other so they look like they're the same piece of ribbon or rope or whatever it is that you're doing. So outside line up to the bottom of the seed shape, inside line around, point, come down. And do that on all 4 sides. And on the last one, you can just connect the line.
Oh, I did it.
This is something
funny.
that, what's that?
Sorry, I was just gonna say it's funny because you said this was the hardest one, but it was the easiest one for me, which is those other ones that were so easy, I'm like, why can I not figure this out? Maybe it just clicked for this one.
Maybe, hopefully, practicing the others maybe helped, or
Maybe.
and I was just thinking of you when I saw this design, and that this would make a beautiful wire necklace for Jim to make. I'm always thinking of other people could make these things. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Any of them would be awesome.
Yeah, they would. Yeah.
Okay, Jim, we have a new thing for you. He's ignoring me. I think he has his earbuds in. He just had those injections in his neck, so he's laying on ice, trying to chill.
Ooh, okay, good. Did any of you make this last one big enough we can fill in, or shall we redraw it and make it bigger?
I need to redo mine.
Okay, I'm going to redraw mine too then and make it bigger and straighter. It's a little kitty wampus here, catty wampus, whatever that word is. Okay, so I'm going to redraw this. If you guys need help, let me know. I'll have you guys know I was talking to Amber that I work with today. And, you know, I was going to take our videos and I was going to cut out all the quiet times. But she said to leave it in. She says there's people on YouTube that are studying together. And she says it's just quiet the whole time, but you just don't feel like you're alone because you're studying with another person. And that quiet time when we're all working gives them time to work. So we'll see if that really works or not.
I think that's true. I think if you, especially when you're learning, if people are talking the whole time, it's distracting when you're trying to watch what people are doing.
And so that's good information. I won't cut it out then. I was just feeling bad for people watching where nothing was happening. The hardest part for me is to stop and not go across that invisible line there.
My problem is I made this too big, and so now I can't make my seeds up.
You can't fit it on the page. It doesn't look bad. You just don't have as much space to fill in. If you get them closer together, it kind of looks cool closer together, but you don't have any space to fill in with other designs.
Well, you know me, I had to go big or go home.
I love it. Love it, love it. I don't know. I think I've just gone off of my page, so I'm making mine way too big too.
Well, that's how mine's going to be. So I got to think how to start. Okay, I remember.
Yes.
It must have worked.
Yeah, it was easy to follow this time. Doing it second time, it was like boom, 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 ready to fill in.
Practice, that's what works. Oh, wait a minute, I just did the wrong one. See, you have to pay attention.
Yeah, this isn't mindless work.
No, in fact, I can't think this way. Which one goes up there? This one, okay.
Well, and it's easier for us because we can turn our paper.
Yeah, I'm trying to lay on my side here.
Well, two of my sides aren't going to have points, but you know, it's all right.
You get the gist of it, yeah.
Yeah, and my seed's there. You know it's off the page.
Yeah, it would be different. That's cool.
But I wonder if we could, all of us could just take copper wire and make this. I mean, you just need 2 pieces of copper wire. I don't know how you stick them together though. How do you make them stay together? With solder or something?
Or
You know, the corners that are crossing each other, you could take
Yeah.
another piece of wire and do, you may
And
not
wrap them?
the unbroken line,
Uh-huh.
take another piece of little wire and every joint you can just
Wrap it.
wrap it and then you
put
know,
beads on it.
yeah.
Okay, we'll
Just
have to
like
try that for crafts one of these days, because I think that's a beautiful design. Not mine particularly, the one on the paper is much better.
That would be fun to play with.
Yeah. Okay, so we now have a big shape.
I just
And-
realized I've been doing this all in pencil.
Hmm.
Oh well.
That's all right, so does Tara.
Yeah, I do all the time. I
So,
gotta wash my hands really good every time we're over. I got it all over my hands.
you can see, I sent you 2 different designs. Both of the designs, I wanted to emphasize these lines that were here. One of them, like this one, I just really darkly outlined one of them that makes it stand out. And then the other one, I just put some, like, it looks like rivets in there with some other lines. This one, I did them all with just a design with lines in it. So you can do whatever design you want. I just came up with that and put dots in it. And this is where what you're learning comes into play, is when you can look at a thing like this and say, oh, I can make a design that goes around there, and you'll just think that this will fill that in. What I did do the first time I did this is I made it too busy. And I don't have the picture with me because I probably threw it away, but I put a really busy thing in the middle. I did really busy stuff on all the lines, and it lost all its definition. So you need to think about what we call negative space. And basically that's just a big area of either white or black or color, so that your eye has a place to kind of rest. If it's just busy, 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 you lose all the definitions with it. If you notice on this one, what I did in the middle was what we did last week or the week before, the heart one. The heart's in and out. The middle part is what I did with that one. So you can put anything in there. I don't know. Let's see, we got plenty of time. I think I'll do a combination of these lines on the outside, and I'll put that heart one in the middle. Both of them, I did the sprout thing. So I thought usually in a triangular shape, you could do that, or you could do, you know what, I'm gonna do something different. Once we start doing all these things, you're gonna start going, oh, a triangle shape, this would look good in there. So I'm gonna do it's like a daisy. It's called something else. I don't know what it's called, or like a sunrise. I'm gonna put the center of the daisy right here, fill it in with black or whatever color you got, and then fill the rest in with petals. So you guys can you can start filling this in with whatever you think. You can do some of the patterns that I sent you, come up with your own. When you come up with your own, that's when the creativity part of this really comes to light. And remember that a pattern is just a simple design repeated. So you're not going to want to put 4 different things in these triangles. You're going to want to make sure they're all the same, because that will make the pattern come out. If you do 4 different things, it just gets busy looking.
I love the heart thing you did in the middle. I was looking at it going, oh yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Because that was fun.
I always think of you.
I don't like hearts or anything.
Yeah, right. There's so many things out there. When we first started this, we did intertwined hearts that were a Celtic knot. Do you remember that?
Yes, I still have all my stuff. Yes, I love that one.
There's another version of that where it makes 4 hearts. So we'll have to do that one maybe for Valentine's Day or something.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I just got to remember how you do this.
Do you want me to show you? I can do that for you if you'd like.
Only if you want to.
No,
if
I'll
you're
do
doing
it while
something.
That's fine. Start with a circle in the middle. And you need to just kind of put a dot where the middle of each line is so you know where you're heading.
Okay.
Ooh, somebody's here. It ding-donged. Oh, who was it?
My internet cut out.
Oh, you're just coming back. Okay, hi Angela again. Okay, and then you do the heart. You start with this point and the round parts of all the hearts touch the thing in the middle, the circle in the middle. And if you do it better centered than I do, it'll turn out better.
Oh, come on. Mine's way off center, but oh well.
Well, you're following my example. You're supposed to do what I say, not as I do. Isn't that a good thing to do? Not. And then you're going to do you're going to do 4 in the corner, but the round part of the hearts are going to go into the corner. So the points will meet in the middle.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the whole pattern, but I think you just did one of them, not the whole big thing like we did last time.
Right. Yep, exactly.
Oh my gosh, I messed that up. Whoopsie. Oh, there are no mistakes.
That's right. There's no mistakes, only opportunities. So you can make out of it what you would like.
Nobody will ever know except for me.
And then in between them, you just do the.
Okay.
And the rest you fill in. You remember that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. You're welcome. And
this would be a cute Valentine card for our grandkids or kids or something.
Yeah.
Or husband or.
Or what I would love to figure out how to do is the copper wire on the outside and a sheet of copper behind it with this embossed into it.
Yes, that would be awesome.
That'd be a pretty necklace, wouldn't it? Or you could do silver or,
Yeah, I got some really cool embossing folders, so we could do that.
Yeah. And I don't know if any of you have enough space to do something in the pointed circles there. You could try something there. I kind of like this pink. I don't know how it got there, but I like it.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was neat to see when I popped back on. It looked happy.
There you go. Happy. I like that.
So you're already getting ready for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
without even knowing.
It will get here faster than we know. I cannot believe it is the end of January already. This year just started.
No.
Well, it's especially how the last one drug on.
Drug on, yeah. Uh-huh. But we all made it through. That's a good thing. We're all still
right.
together.
Yeah.
We're still tangling.
Yep. Our brains have not turned to mush, although I think we thought at some point they might.
I was going to say, speak for yourself.
Okay.
Some days I feel pretty mushy.
Oh, I thought maybe you thought your brain wasn't ever, you never thought that. I definitely did.
Oh no, I think we all did. If you didn't, then you're
special.
right. Apparently you were already mush and you didn't know it.
And you didn't know it, yeah. I'm going to fill mine in to look like, I'd say like black pearls, except for they're going to look like pink pearls.
Pink's more fun.
Pink, I like this, yeah. And I know Tara keeps track of all the different things that we've learned, but if you guys are keeping track, sometimes what I do is, like I need, like for these lines here, I just go back and look at some of the lines we've done before to inspire me into doing something with them that I just need an idea sometimes.
That's what I do. I get out all my stuff, and then I have a lot of my faces that have tangles in them hanging on the wall. So I'll go, okay, what's there? What should I do?
Yes, yeah. And I actually read something this week about how to change any pattern to make it your own. And it's, you know, we're looking at all the basic shapes. You know, there's just a few round shapes or petal shapes or whatever really that we're using in all of these. And if you get to where you can exchange one for the other, it will change the entire design. Like on here, if instead of a dome or a Hershey's Kiss looking thing, what if we did put a rectangle? I mean, that would make the whole thing look totally different. And like on the outside here, we could add some stuff like another thing here.
Hey, Lisa,
Uh-huh.
how did your class go?
Oh, it went pretty good.
You
Awesome.
did a great job.
She did a great job, yes.
I always work things out. I mean, I make it worse in my mind than it's like actually gonna be. I don't know.
I think we all do that to a point. Just think the more you do, the more confident you'll be.
Yeah, Lisa.
Well, it's like my husband said to me, he goes, what is your problem? You've like done this before. Because when I worked for the Scouts, I had to get up in front of like a couple hundred people sometimes, you know, and do something. But I guess I just had more confidence in what I was talking about. I don't know. So I just got to get that out of my head, I guess. And and like, yeah, the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. So
I taught middle schoolers and I figured I know more than they do. So I didn't need to be worried about what I was doing because they had to learn something from me, right?
That's right.
right.
I'm sure they didn't act, some of them, hopefully they all acted like they didn't know more than you, but I'm sure some of them were thinking they knew more than you.
I'm sure they thought it.
That's good they didn't act like it.
No, it was a really good group of kids. I taught up in Heber, and overall it was a really good community.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my daughter teaches middle school. When she said that's what she wanted to do, I was like, you are nuts out of your mind. But daughter, what, 8th or 9th year now, and she just loves it. She loves that age group. So
I loved it. I taught 7th graders, and it was a blast because they were young enough you could still do fun things with them, and they were old enough that you could actually have real conversations with them, and it was good. At the end of the year, they turned into 8th graders, and they were brats. Love you.
yeah, she's doing completely 8th grade now. She did a 7th, 8th combo, then she did 7th graders. Now she's doing 8th graders, but yeah, she seems to like them all. I don't know. It takes somebody special to do that. I wouldn't have the patience.
I student taught in high school, and it wasn't for me. My teaching style was much more for middle school.
Well, I'm just glad, I've always said I'm very glad that there are middle school teachers and preschool teachers, because I don't think I could deal with either one of them.
Yeah.
Preschool was fun. I had to do a rotation in preschool. I taught what you guys know as home ec.
Yeah.
And so I did a preschool unit, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. I was scared out of my mind because I never babysat kids or anything like that growing up. I was just not that person that was the go-to for babysitting. So I knew nothing about kids, but I loved it and enjoyed it. I'd rather do preschool than daycare. Preschool,
Well,
they usually want to be there. Daycare, they don't necessarily want to be there.
that's true.
Yeah, my grandson goes to a daycare where it's structured just like a preschool. And so, they still have meals and stuff, and it's kind of, because he's there all day when his mom's at work, but they do a lot of school stuff too. So it's always fun to ask him what he's learning about. This last weekend, he told me penguins. He doesn't give a lot more information, but he said penguins, so who knows?
Yeah.
Well, at least he remembered. That's good. I can't wait to see what you guys are coming up with.
You're going to be disappointed I'm just copying yours.
Oh,
Yep.
Just because I wanted to do the hard thing again.
well, good.
And I didn't do it like yours the first time, so.
You mean last week when we did it, or the week before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did some different patterning. So I thought, you know
Good.
what, I'm going to try yours.
Good.
So it's different than last time anyway.
Well, I've always said you shouldn't feel bad about copying somebody, because you learn, that's how you learn the basic skill or whatever that you're looking at doing. And then once you get comfortable with it, then you can make your own. But if you start out trying to just do your own thing, sometimes you get really frustrated. Oh, pick your pin up.
Where's your mom?
Oh no. I was telling Tara that she was, last time she didn't make it, she was trying to get a vaccination, an appointment for a vaccination. So I think that's become all consuming for her if she hasn't got one yet.
Mm.
She's probably trying to figure that out. But yeah, I kind of miss her.
I know, I miss her banter.
I know. Her craziness.
You tell her we missed her.
I will.
Yes, she still never answered me. I even said, "Are you coming?" And she's still.
She'll see it after a while and go, "Oh, whoops, I forgot, sorry."
Yeah.
Or I was busy.
Or I was busy, or yeah.
Bill didn't tell me.
Yeah. Well, I haven't heard anything bad, so I'm gonna go with no news is good news. She's just lost on the internet somewhere or something.
There you go.
Got about 5 more minutes.
That all? Man, that went fast.
Did.
Of course, this is a big, mine's big anyway.
Mine's humongous also.
Yeah, one thing when making them bigger like this, it takes longer to fill them in and
Right.
that stuff when they're little.
But the thing I kind of wanted everybody to see is you can make them little, or you can make all these designs we're doing, they can be different shapes, different sizes, can interact with different things differently. I mean, the combinations are endless.
I think it's fun because going back later, like tonight, I'll sit in front of the TV and just keep working on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love having the excuse of teaching this every week that I have to, I have to work out how this works together. Like you should have seen my first couple of these. They were not very, well, getting it figured out which line is supposed to meet which line is kind of tough sometimes if you're just looking at a picture. You have to really think about it.
I bet. Well,
So
I had a hard time and I was following you. I was like, what? I'm confused. Oh, I'm going to mess this up.
I like your flap on the outside. I just now looked up at yours, Deb.
Oh, yeah.
I've been doing this on my own. I looked up, I went, oh, that's cool.
I know, I haven't even looked either. That is cool. See, it can turn into a whole different thing and you'd have to really look at it to even know it was a Celtic knot.
Right.
You're combining both pictures.
Yeah, I am.
I like that.
It looks like a beautiful day out. You're stretching. I'm like, oh, I need to get out and go for a walk.
Oh, I know. It is so pretty. But as soon as you open the door, it's like,
Oh,
so sunny and beautiful. You go outside and it's like, I go check mail or something. It's like, wow. Like, I take my coat and I walk out there and like, oh.
Yeah, my husband said yesterday, he's like, you sure? Because I was on a walk after work. He's like, you sure you want to go? It's pretty cold out there. And I said, I have got to be out of here. So I don't care.
Well, I'm glad I got this drawing thing working again, but I would like to get where I can show you. So maybe every other time or something, I'll try and do the other camera. Or maybe I'll just try it once and you guys can go yay or nay and tell me what you think. Because I'd like to show you how to shade, and you can't really do that with this. So does anybody need to see this picture? I'm gonna erase it and stop sharing the screen.
It's very cool.
I love the pink color.
Me too.
Okay, I'm gonna clear it and shut it down, and we'll get to do some show and tell then. Tara, you sent me yours last week. I haven't done anything with it, sorry, but as soon as but if you guys finish them and want to take a picture and send it to me, I'm really going to try and figure out some way of displaying what we're doing so we can look at everybody's as they get finished. Because I love to see what you guys come up with.
I made a really cool card, but I did not take a picture. But I will send you, I don't know how I could take, maybe I can screenshot my video that I sent to Tara.
You could.
Yeah, I just emailed it to her from my phone, you know, because when I had the picture in my phone, I just did an email on my phone and sent it to her that way as an attachment.
Right, but
Yeah.
I've already mailed my card and I didn't take a picture. I only did the video with you.
Yeah.
I take a lot of pictures of videos with my camera. I'm sure there's a better way, like a screenshot, but yeah, can be done.
I'll
So
try.
everybody's still working, but we only have a few minutes left. So let's do a little bit of show and tell of what you do have done. Tara, looks like you're done. So let's start with you.
You're so speedy, Tara. Ooh, that's pretty.
Beautiful. Ooh, and I like the curly cues on the end.
Yeah, I did it.
Awesome.
I did the curly cues and then I did the little, yeah.
You put like spirals in the back of that flower. That looks good too. Nice.
Yeah.
And candy cane stripes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Lisa, how about you?
Oh, I've been working on when we did the practice ones and I'm like, I just can't.
Just get into the practice ones? Okay.
So I did the practice ones and then I've just been working on my other little project. It's
Okay.
it's fun to be with you guys, but yeah. Some of this, like the Celtic knots, yeah.
We'll keep trying to get you on there. Well, okay, Becky, how about you? Ooh, beautiful.
Pretty.
You really do a
Gorgeous.
good job with the black and white contrast. That really is nice. Yeah.
What kind of pen do you use?
You're muted,
muted.
Becky.
What did it fall?
On in the background.
There you go. Oh, okay.
Just a
So
Oh,
it's just
like a
ballpoint.
pilot is what it's called. It's just a
Just-
gel pen.
Oh,
Cool. Well, it does a good job.
It does. It's the one that does it.
Awesome. Jolynn, how about you?
It's huge, so I'll have to stay back.
Ooh,
Oh,
pretty.
I like it though.
Look at the
Nice.
detail in the middle.
Yeah,
Like,
good.
Thanks.
beautiful.
Okay, Angela, how about you? Woo, another good black and white one.
Yeah.
I love it.
Pretty.
Ellen, I
So
like how you did the corners on those.
Yeah.
They look like little chains, but you, instead of doing just the middle, you put the extra lines in there.
yeah.
I like
I
that.
like that.
It almost looks like stitching, like it's, you know, like a ribbon stitched or
Yeah.
something.
It looks
like that.
better on the camera than it does in real life. I'm sure they all do that. But I hold it up there, I'm like, wow, that turned out really nice.
Oh, well,
I
great.
think that's my problem sometimes because I'm looking at it and then I'm like, oh, and then I've held them up before and I'm like, oh, I guess it doesn't look that bad. I don't know. Yeah,
You do good work. I like your drawings, so. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
next week, same time, same channel.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hey, everybody.
Have a great week.